It was a cool night compared to the hot day you had endured. The water of the lake you were visiting stayed still warm even after several hours of darkness. Off the surface of the dark water floated up what looked like mist as the moonlight passed through the steam, making things a little eerie in the night. Even more disconcerting was perhaps how the water seemed so mysterious and void of any light. Earlier that day, in the searing sun, you were able to look down straight to the bottom of the lake with no problem. There was no dirt, no oil, nothing blocking your view of the rocks and weeds that laid at the bottom. Even at 10, 15, even 20 feet deep, the bottom was still clearly visible. Small fish could be seen flitting around, capturing morsels, and hiding from your boat. Now, however, there was nothing. A void that blanketed the whole valley laid out before you. The lake was deep, and it was dark, and there were so many possibilities of what was lurking there. But monsters like sharks, barracudas, and piranhas didn't live in mountain lakes. They were far away, in warmer waters, eating different fish. It was almost silly to think that something so big could live in something brushes against your foot. In a second, you yank your leg up, wondering what seaweed or fish floated to the top, before something slides straight under the surface. The tension holds before it breaks, revealing something large and scaly, reaching momentarily to display a tattered fin, weary, pale scales, and an ancient-looking scars, before slipping back down in silence. Before you know it, you realize you just met the Flathead Lake monster. And this is Creepy Critters, where we talk about creepy critters. My name's Faith. I'm here with Jessie, who normally hosts.
Hey, what's up?
But I'm gonna learn him a thing or two.
Okay, yeah, I normally don't go into lakes because water is an evil force in this world.
Hydrophobia is a real thing.
Oh yeah, it's real strong in just me. Everyone else in my family could swim really well. My little sister, who's like 3 years younger than me, took to the water like a goddamn fish, and I sink like a rock.
Oh, of course. Yeah. My dad is the same way, and yet my sister and I somehow swim just fine. My dad cannot. But yeah, Flathead Lake is really unnerving because it's true. You can see straight down to the bottom, even at 20 feet deep.
That's way too clear for something so deep.
I know, right? And and what's worse is the bottom doesn't look like it's that far away.
Oh, that's even more evil. See, the world is an evil place, and water is definitely one of it.
It's the worst. Some fun facts about Flathead Lake. It's the largest natural freshwater lake west of the Mississippi by surface area, which is 197 square miles. It's a pretty damn big lake. And it's a remnant of Glacial Lake, Missoula, which the valley and city I live in is named after. It was a huge glacial lake, carved out most of the Rockies here.
Oh.
And, yeah, isn't that cool? So the bottom of the lake is actually bedrock, because it's so deep.
That's scary.
Yeah, maximum depth is 370 feet.
Okay, I have a qualm already.
Okay.
I feel like once something gets super deep and as well as being super big and filled with water, it's automatically a sea.
I know, right?
Like that.
Like this thing. Okay, so the average depth is 164 feet, and here's the crazy thing. It's deeper than the average depths of the Yellow Sea and the Persian Gulf. Yeah, it might as well be a sea, right?
Yeah, why can't we have an inland sea, people?
Yeah.
The Russians have one. Why can't we have one?
Well, we have the Salton Sea, but, that dried up.
The Salton Sea is also made because someone fucked up.
Oh, they fucked up real bad.
They fucked up so bad they managed to spin it into something that was good for, about a decade.
Yeah, just 10 years before everything catastrophically went to shit.
Now it's basically just like a salt bed filled with like fish bones and stuff because
pretty much.
But yeah, so Salton Sea. If you'd like to know more about that, you can listen to a Dollop episode about it. I forget what it's called. Yeah, it's like a pretty good episode as well.
We watched a documentary on it, and there are some crazy people that live there.
Yeah. Well,
which I guess you would have to be to live in a salt bed. Like, the mayor of the Salton Sea, like one of the towns around it, is a Hungarian freedom fighter.
That's a cool.
That's not even, like, of all the people that could have ended up in the Salton Sea.
Well, I mean, Hungary obviously has claims over the saltiness of that salt bed.
So, yeah, parts of California that are salty enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, another thing about Flathead Lake, it is one of the cleanest lakes in the populated world. That's also why it's so clear, is because there's almost no pollution there.
Well, I mean, it has nothing on the extremely murky, filled with cow shit lakes in Kentucky.
Oh boy. Oh, that's some of the lakes here in Montana.
Yeah, like there's not a lot of clean lakes here. Like I wouldn't suggest swimming in most of the lakes around here. Let's just say that. Like, even if it's like kind of far away and then like the backwoods, just don't, because it's probably filled with, well, first off, fish and other stuff shit, because water is basically nothing but like a shit receptacle.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, we just managed to get the clean stuff.
Which is also why it's easy.
Well, that's also why homeopathy stuff is bullshit. Because if water contained the memories of everything that it touches, then it's basically nothing but, like, filled with, like, unadvised sex and shit. And that's all it like, I don't want to put that in my body.
No.
I want anyone to tell me that there has not been a body of water that someone had unadvised sex in.
Oh no, definitely.
Like everything. Everything's touched with filth, especially water.
Especially water. Probably most rivers too. Someone's probably had unadvised sex in there.
Yeah, so like really just like, you know, either get over it or become a germaphobe. I don't know. I don't know what my lesson is here. Don't do homeopathic stuff? I
guess. Thank God I live over an aquifer, and that's where our water comes from.
Yeah, ours comes from the Ohio River. Actually, Louisville, Kentucky, where I live, actually has, I think it's like one of the top 10 cleanest water, city water. And it tastes pretty good, too. It's like pretty good. It's almost as good as well
Only
water.
One person... Only one time has someone fucked in your water. That's why it's so clean.
Only one time. It's so
only one time.
It's so clean because someone only did it once.
That's how they measure cleanliness of water.
So like, how many teens got slightly drunk close to this water?
only one time did they like just bang it out in there? Cool.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Cool. This is real clean. Great.
On a scale of 1 to 300 times, you're at the 1. Dear God.
Speaking of unadvised sex and water, Shape of Water!
Shape of Water!
So we need to talk about that movie until the world dies. It shaped so much of my life.
It's so good, though. Like, everything about it is so good. Everyone's performance is amazing. There's so many good themes in it.
Doug Jones is so tall and so skinny.
He is. Have you seen him in, God, what was the episode? It was some horror anthology, but he played a Wendigo.
Oh, I bet he was scary.
And he was perfect, because, like he was even skinnier than he normally is. I was like, Doug Jones, like, Oh my god, have some soup. I don't know.
I'm gonna do a Wendigo episode one of these days. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get a Canadian for that one though, because it's more of a Canadian thing.
It's actually pretty mild there in terms of temperature. Like, it's very weird. Like, it's always perfect there.
Ooh.
And so there's a lot of cherry orchards and, like, vineyards and stuff. A lot of cherry orchards. If you ever get a chance to try Flathead Lake cherries, they're really good. And otherwise, like, there's a lot of natural, like, a lot of native fish in it, but they have introduced some, and somebody actually caught a sturgeon that was 6 feet long in 1954.
Ooh.
A 6 foot long
That's
fish.
a big fish.
This is a big ass fish.
I mean, but is it as big as unnamed river god in Shape of Water?
Just they're about the if they're about the same. Actually, no. I think that sturgeon would have been shorter than Doug Jones. Doug Jones is probably like 6'8" or something like that.
I no longer would accept fish unless they're in the shape of fishmen or women. I mean, I'm going to be inclusive, women. But they all need to be hot fishmen and women from now on. All anthropomorphized and hot.
What is the point of a fish unless you can fuck it? I mean,
what is the point? I've said this time and time again after watching that movie. What is the point?
See, that's why we eat all the fish that we've, like, ever fished, is because they're not, like, hot. Like, we can't fuck them, so I guess we gotta eat them.
Like, there's a shortage of hot fish in the world.
Really?
There's a shortage. Okay.
U.S. government. Make some hot fish. Do it.
Okay. Oh man, I have a whole episode nothing about a fish hunk. I need to save this fervor for that.
This is like not even this is not even a sexy fish. This is the kind of fish you eat. Wrong kind of fish. It's the other kind of fish.
Okay. I think I need to do that episode sooner than later, because apparently I just want to do nothing but talk about...
You just really want to talk about, like, wanting to fuck some fish. Just, like, really want to. Which I don't blame you after Shape of Water.
I don't know. Like, I mean, now I have a thing for both mute women and fish people. Like, it's weird.
Who? God.
Why did you awaken this in
like
me?
The little like the Little Mermaid is like the perfect movie for you.
Oh, I never watched it. I wonder if I'm going to see a whole new crap. Wrong movie.
Damn it! It's wrong Disney. That's not even that's like the polar opposite climate of.
I'm trying to think of a Shape of Water themed parody of that one song where she's like playing with all the doodads and stuff.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat?
Okay, we need to be on topic because we're a serious podcast, a serious educational podcast.
This is very serious. Where we definitely don't talk about fucking fish. Ever.
No, never.
Ever.
Never.
No, never. It's illegal. Illegal.
Never has that ever entered our mind. Ever.
The podcast police will come and arrest us if we even utter anything about fish being sexy. Podcast police, they exist.
Yeah, they do. Okay, let's talk about this non-sexy fish.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. It's been described as looking... Okay, here's the first description. This is the most common description. It's described as being, like a giant eel that's round with a wavy body like a snake that spans from 20 to 40 feet, blue-black with grayish-black eyes. But some other people do describe it as looking like a whale or a giant sturgeon.
People need to make up their mind.
I know, right? Like, people these days.
I don't mind a whale, and I don't mind, like, a giant eel. But a sturgeon, you're just looking at a sturgeon.
Dude, it's just a sturgeon. Like, there's nothing that exciting.
Yeah, like a giant eel, though. You look at that wiggly body.
That's so wiggly. So smooth.
So weird.
That's why St. Patrick kicked them out of Ireland.
I know.
He's like, this is too weird. You need to get out.
There needs to be more, like, snake-themed rituals on St. Patrick's Day. In the U.S., I mean. I know. Because we're the only one who celebrates St. Patrick's Day.
I know, right? It's just us. Just America.
I imagine over in Ireland, it's just them trying to find a single snake and just stomp the shit out of it. Be like,
just one
get
snake.
The fuck out. We don't like your kind here. It's like really racist. It gets really racist, like really quick, but only the snakes.
Only the snakes. It's the one day when Irish people can set aside all their differences to hate snakes.
Like,
truly a great holiday.
It is. It's so great. Remember when St. Patrick just was just like, "Hey, you, oi, snake fucker, get out of here." remember? It's pretty good.
I do. I remember reading about that in elementary school when it was St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that was his famous quote.
We had to learn about the history.
That was his famous quote.
And
Oi, you snake fucker, get out of here.
Get out of Ireland. I didn't. And then they went to Scotland. Just kidding. Do you hate England? You can stay.
Here, have some iron brew, which is basically poison.
We don't care if you fuck snakes, as long as you hate England, you can stay.
Okay.
Alright, so Flathead Lake Monster was first sighted in 1889 by James C. Kerr, who was aboard a lake steamboat. He was the captain. And one passenger on the boat actually tried to shoot the monster, which is like the most Montana thing I've ever heard. Like, oh god, what is that thing? Well, why don't I just shoot at it?
Well, I mean, that's it's almost like why we don't have a lot of like giant tortoises left. It's just like
it's
just like, hey, look, I'm gonna shoot it. It's tasty. And then you just eat. Then you do nothing but eat the fuck out of it. Like,
like I'm amazed that elk still exists.
I'm amazed at so many things. And the thing is like, I'm still low-key kind of have that mentality. I'm just like, look at that thing. I want to eat it. Like...
Though, I mean, admittedly, like, elk and moose can defend themselves, but they are both, like, big, tasty things. I gotta admit.
Yeah. Well, I mean... There's too many tasty things in this world. You know, I feel like if there was a god, he would probably be like, yo, maybe don't eat all of my beautiful creatures.
Maybe don't.
Or make them not tasty.
Probably the only reason why, like, most large animals still exist, is because there are, like, tastier, smaller, slower things that we can eat.
Yeah, like baby cows.
That's literally it. Or chickens.
Oh, chickens. Chickens.
What are they gonna do? Fly away from you?
Yeah. They can barely fly.
Barely.
I'm hungry.
Okay. I know, right? It's almost dinner time for me, too. Alright, most sightings are between April and September, which makes sense, that is tourist season. Average sighting a year are 1 to 2, and 80% of sightings involve more than one people. Like, more than one person. Yeah, so I found that really interesting. So it's usually more than one person.
Well, okay, so the size of the lake and the depth actually kind of supports something being about 20 feet long.
Like, if there was gonna be some spooky giant thing living in a body of water in, like, mainland U.S., Flathead Lake is a pretty good candidate.
Because, like, the whole Nessie thing, like, it's a fairly small... Like, the Loch Ness is, like, kind of small?
Yeah, it's really not. Like, I always imagined it in my head as being huge.
It's not really.
It's really not.
but like, so something being about, like, 20 feet long, you know, there's probably plenty of like food in there, enough for it to like replenish itself and everything. And so
the climate is mild, so it doesn't get too cold and it doesn't get too hot.
Yeah, so I feel like that's like it's a good candidate anyway. Like I would believe this one way more than others.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, 20 feet isn't that big either.
No, it really isn't. It's like the size of like our little speedboat that we own.
Yeah, so like it's not that big either, which also makes it a little bit more believable because it won't require nearly as much food.
Yeah, and I mean Flathead Lake has plenty of food.
So maybe this is a solid maybe.
1993 had 13 sightings, which is the most sightings in 1 year. May 14, there was a sighting of 2 monsters. On July 15th, 2 sightings occurred within 15 minutes or 25 minutes and 15 miles of each other. And July 17th also had 2 sightings, but they were half a day apart. So I don't know what was going on in 1993, but apparently it was bumping.
It was like real bumping. It was just like...
real bumping. There was a party at Flathead Lake, apparently.
And there was 2
July
monsters.
13th.
Ooh.
2 monsters, yeah, and this happened a couple times. There's been a couple sightings more than one. And it's usually like a bigger one and a smaller one.
Ooh, is it that sexual dimorphism, or is it just a mother and its offspring?
Those are both theories. Who knows?
Do fish even have sexual dimorphism?
Is that where they look the same?
No, it's where they look different. Or they have different characteristics.
No, fish do not.
Okay.
At least most fish. I think betas, like some do, like betas do.
Oh yeah, because there's some fish that basically do like the peacocking thing.
Yeah. But most fish don't. Most fish, like, it's just this one or this one.
Also, speaking of weird fish, betas are fucking weird. Like, it's just like, hey, we fight. Like, if I put a mirror in front of you, you're gonna kill yourself. And, like, how do they make more babies?
I know, right? How have betas survived this long? It's because they're pretty. That's probably the only reason, honestly.
Like, for real. Also, they're fish, so they die if you sneeze on them wrong. That's weird.
It's true.
I had a fish that died of nicotine poisoning.
What?
One of my drunk friends put a cigarette on in his water.
Okay, that's understandable. That's rude.
I know, it was real rude.
Rude.
His name was Lee Harvey Oswald. He was gonna get a friend. He was gonna get a friend, Jack Ruby, and but you know.
Are you just picking assassin names so it doesn't sound like you don't have any friends?
Well, I for a long time, because I named my pets in like naming conventions, and one of them was just presidential assassins, and yeah, so.
I like it.
My next round is comic based.
Yeah, I
pets.
could tell with Dexstar. July 13th, 1993, district sales manager from Seattle got a few seconds of footage of a sighting, which I think you can find on YouTube somewhere. I'm not quite sure. Last sighting was in the summer of 2016 by Joe Blackburn of Mississippi.
Is he a reputable source?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look up Joe Blackburn. See if I could find if he's reputable or not.
We're gonna find like Joe Blackburn like murdered like 3 people with an axe while high on bath salts. God damn it.
Oh wait. Apparently Joe Blackburn is a face of cryptozoology. Well, no, not cryptozoology. Face of cryptocurrency.
Joe Blackburn. No!
Joe Blackburn. Oh, he looks like a douchebag as well. Wow.
Oh boy.
Well, okay, so the face of cryptocurrency also apparently found the face of lake-based monsters in that area.
There's also a website where if you ever come to Flathead Lake and see the monster, you can report your findings. So there's a whole group of people that apparently talk about this. Which I imagine is some exclusive club. Like I saw the Loch Ness Monster. Like, you get to come into the super cool clubhouse and eat Oreos. Or something.
So in my quest to see if Joe Blackburn is a reputable source, I found another person who is a Destiny raid team lead. Also, apparently he plays tabletops and has bad taste in shoes. Yeah.
Damn it, he was so good.
So good.
Then.
There's a Encyclopedia Dramatica thing, which I'm not looking at.
Nope.
Oh, no. Ooh, this is getting weird. Nope, not going to look into Joe Blackburn anymore.
Never mind.
Nope.
Look,
okay.
Turn away,
okay,
child.
I'm going to say Joe Blackburn, not a reputable source. He appears to be at least three different people. So.
Damn it, Joe Blackburn. Yeah, we know that nobody has the same name.
Only one person has the same name. I mean, has one name. And there's only one Faith. I forgot your last name already. Schindler. There's only one
Yeah.
Jessie Cooper. There's only one Joe Blackburn.
Yeah.
Most importantly, there's only one Donald Glover. There's totally not two Donald Glovers, one being an old actor, one being a new actor.
There definitely isn't more than two. And if you show me actual evidence otherwise, I'll call the police.
Okay, wait. We need to talk about Ready Player One real quick.
We listened to the ebook on a very, very long car ride. And
how could you listen to Waleed's smug-ass voice? God, I hate him, too. Okay.
I didn't really listen. I drifted in and out of consciousness.
You know who else is a garbage person? Will Wheaton. He's a garbage person.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so Ready Player One is a fun reminder that everything I ever loved is garbage, and I'm garbage, and the world would be a better place if people like me didn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Because Ready Player One is oh my god, I read the book, okay, because I was just everyone was just and it was so poor, it was the most okayly written book I read. First off,
5 or 10 years ago, I would have been yeah, this is great, this is awesome, but nowadays, no.
No,
I'm not a dumb teenager anymore.
It's like if a guy in his 30s just did a circle jerk of nostalgia onto a page, and wait, he did do that. It's called Ready Player One. It sucks.
There's a Ready Player One ebooks Twitter account, and it's so funny because everything is a direct quote from the book, and there's so many that are just
bad.
So
bad. And did you see the fucking posters they put out?
Yes.
It's so bad. It looked like you hired a 13-year-old to put his OC on a poster.
Oh god. No, it would have looked better if that was the case.
No, because you know what? Jonathan the Hedgehog would have probably looked better than whatever shit they had out there.
No. A 13-year-old would put loving care into creating a poster of their own OC.
And as someone pointed out, one of the things that they're showing is a big battle with the Iron Giant in it, and that whole movie was the most anti-fighting movie I've seen.
I know.
He got sad. One of the most saddest moments that I'm about to cry because I remember it was just him being
oh, no.
It was just him being I don't want to fight, but I'm Superman, so I have to protect you. And him literally blowing up, and that's not what Iron Giant deserves.
In short, fuck you, Ready Player One. I know, right? It's like if a cheap knockoff of everything you watched as a kid that you liked. Well, do you want to talk about some fish?
Let's talk about some fish. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. I only have sturgeon facts left.
Okay.
Because
it's probably just a sturgeon.
You probably. Well, here's the thing. Sturgeons are kind of scary.
Ooh.
Okay, so they typically grow between 7 and 12 feet long, which is a big-ass fish. But the largest sturgeon ever found was a beluga, which is the kind of, fancy caviar rich people eat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I'm not rich. And It weighed 3,463 pounds and was 24 feet long.
That sounds like a Flathead Lake monster.
I know, right? They're basically a living fossil. They're like snakehead fish, or, what's the other one? There's another one like that. Or, like, sharks. Sharks are basically living fossils. They haven't changed, like, at all.
I know. They like, whatever dinosaur god created sharks, he was just like, I'm done. You don't need to change.
It's perfect.
I made the perfect killing machine for the water.
I did it.
They become less good.
What do you mean?
When you put them on land.
What do you mean they don't have short-term memory because they never sleep? Oh well, no, they're perfect.
Yeah, they're perfect killing machines. And whenever you put a ooze thing on them, and they become land sharks that eats burgers and are totally jawsome.
and we're rollerblades.
And my favorite thing about these really true things that I'm talking about, the street sharks, they also tunnel to the ground with their fin, which is so cool.
Oh my god, that's right. I've forgotten.
All I need is someone to do a street sharks podcast with me. I've been wanting to do this for years. I'm not doing it alone.
They'd be like, they're typing out a post on like Facebook, like, hey, anybody want to be in a street sharks podcast? And you just like burst through their wall, and you're like, I'm here, I'm ready.
Ripsters, my god.
I wonder if there's a cryptid that's like street sharks.
There totally is.
Is there one? Probably. There's probably a fish with legs somewhere. God, why wouldn't there be?
I mean, there's a toad with bat rings that its only thing it does is make people have bad days.
Okay, rude, first off. But also, what?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna talk about it later.
God.
There's so many different things out there. One of the more upsetting, the sexual assault bat. Second, the one that does nothing, but it's a cat. It's a cat with a hand on its tail. And it grabs kids, eats their toenails and fingernails, and then eats their heart.
Okay, if you had stopped at toenails and fingernails, I would have been like, yeah, sure. Okay,
no, it also eats their heart, which I feel like, maybe going overboard a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little. I draw the line at child murder.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't draw the line at that, because that's most cryptids. I'm just like, don't eat their toenails.
It's true.
Just don't eat their toenails.
What is wrong with you?
For the heart. But, it's whatever. I'm not gonna...
These have it needs some calcium, okay? Needs some vitamin D.
Yep. So... Yeah. What else about sturgeons?
Okay, so... They are long-living, late-maturing fish, which means that they usually don't mature until about 2 decades into their lives.
What the? No. They cannot mature at the same time as humans do. I refuse.
It's not allowed.
I refuse to have a fish as old as me.
Yeah, that's usually when their first spawn happens. And then they usually live 50 to 60 years, but the oldest recorded sturgeon was like 112 or something like that.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Do we figure out their age by cutting them open and counting the rings?
Oh, God.
I mean, that's how
I wonder.
Everything works, I can guarantee you, if you cut me open, you'll have 26 rings.
Yeah, I mean, trees, people... Sturgeons.
Things. Just anything. A rock. If you cut a rock open, you can count its rings, it's everything has rings.
Everything has
Prove
rings.
me wrong, people.
Fight me.
If you cut the
meet me in the skate park at 6 o'clock if you don't think everything has rings.
If you cut the earth open, it's only 6,000 years old.
Ugh, it all makes sense now.
Yeah, it does,
We need to cut the earth open. It's the only way.
Yep. And then we'll find where all the Nazis are hidden, with the dinosaur people in the center of the earth.
now we know.
Yeah. Why did I do a conspiracy podcast? I want to talk about Hollow Earth.
There you go.
Now.
That would be fun, because, like, I love all conspiracy theories, even from, like, the really dumb, you're like, that's ridiculous, but it's fun, all the way to the, like, I'm having an existential crisis kind of conspiracy theories.
Well, if you take out the fact that most conspiracy theorists are just replacing the word Jew with something else, like, it could be fun.
It's so true. It's so true. Oh my god, it's so true.
2,000 years later.
Like, they need very specific conditions to spawn, so they don't every year. And they have a very broad climate range, so from subtropical to subarctic is what they can stand.
That's like most of the world.
Exactly, so they can live pretty much anywhere.
That's probably why
Sturgeon's
they're everywhere.
Everywhere, yep. Pretty much everywhere, from North America to Eurasia. Their closest relative is the paddlefish, which is also a kind of scary fish.
Which is related to the bat bass, and it's also related to the boat fish, where, you sit in the boat fish, and you take the paddlefish, and then, you go.
Jokes. What else? They have siphon-like mouths, so they suck down food. They don't have any teeth, that's another thing.
Oh.
But they can swallow fish whole.
Ooh.
Which, like that big one, the 24-foot long one, like, that's some pretty big-ass fish that it can eat.
It could probably suck down a child.
Probably. It's kind of terrifying.
You probably just, toss a little wee babe. Toss a little wee babe down there, just, it's like, holy shit, that fish is, okay.
We have to sacrifice the child to the Flathead Lake monster when seeing her.
Just get the most useless baby.
Don't worry, it's not painful at all. Like, it just sucks them down.
It's just straight down the gullet into the acid pit that you call a stomach.
Just done. Over with.
Yeah. It's like when that seal tried to totally eat that child that got too close to the water.
God, that's right.
Also, seals are assholes. I have a lot of, animal feuds.
You have a lot of animals you really hate. Like, I just hate horses. That's really the only animal I hate.
Oh, I hate horses, most fish, most birds. Although the best way for me to like a bird is make it extremely fat, or make it not be able to fly because it's so fat.
It's okay. I have a friend who only likes birds, but only if they're very metal. Like, he likes bearded vultures and ravens, and that's about it.
Oh, I just like fat birds a lot.
Fat blobs. They're pretty cute.
Yeah, I like fat birds. I also like the tiny birds that look like you can,
Okay, last thing about sturgeons. They feed non-visually, so they don't look for their prey with their eyeballs. They use a combination of, olfactory, so smelling and stuff, tactile, and chemosensory cues, which I don't know what that means, but it was a big word, and I spelled it right the first time.
Well,
so that's why I wrote it down.
Chemosensory is,
which is,
if I know off the top of my head, I'm not going to look at it, but if I'm thinking of it right, it's basically they sense off of chemicals that are shed by their prey.
Ooh.
So, if I'm thinking correctly.
The long short of it is, sturgeons are scary, and they would, if they're big enough, they would probably just eat you, just suck you down their gullet. What do you think? Do you think the Flathead Lake monster is a giant sturgeon, or do you think it's something else?
I think it's probably just a giant sturgeon.
I think so too.
Logically, that makes the most sense. And also, people are really bad at judging sizes of things.
Oh yeah.
So it could just be a normal-ass sturgeon that's gets about 10 feet long, and they're just it's 50 feet long, and it was sucking down babies left and right.
Shoot at it!
That thing's so big, and it sucked out a whole boat.
A whole boat. It's like, Dad, that didn't even happen. Don't worry about it.
I saw it eat an entire party barge of college kids.
A whole one. It's like in Jaws, like 23 kids went into the water that day. 22 came out. Flathead Lake.
Don't go on there. It's just a bunch of sturgeon sucking down children.
That's all it is. And in an island filled with horses, so, like, really don't go. Really do not go.
Oh, by the way, there's totally a horsefish. That mermaid's right.
Fuck. What? Why would... Okay, no, I'm not gonna...
Oh, wait, also, there's a sea unicorn, but I'm not talking about narwhals. I'm talking about a sea unicorn.
Like an actual unicorn in the sea.
It's a fishy unicorn. And not a narwhal. It's a horse.
Like,
it's
a horse.
That's also sea-based.
Also has fins.
Yeah. And also, I found out what a water horse is. It's not a kelpie. But
no.
We're going to be talking about more horses that are water-based in the future.
And more fish that you can fuck.
Ooh.
This episode was not about a fish that you can fuck.
Oh, there's a whole mermaids episodes.
I mean, you can, but I would advise against it. I swear to God, if this thing is ever found and it's not a sturgeon, I'm going to lose my mind.
It's definitely a sturgeon.
It's definitely a sturgeon.
I'm putting my money where my mouth is, which is $5. It's a sturgeon.
I'm very poor. Please donate
I
to
don't
my
get paid
Patreon.
until next week.
Damn it.
I spent my last $5 on a Mimiku doll. So shut up, people.
It was very worth it, though. It's very cute. Alright, well, you can tune in eventually to get some good old fish fucking action.
So,
let's just change this podcast to that.
There's a lot. See, the thing is, there's a lot I could go. You would not be surprised. I mean, you probably would be surprised, but you may be surprised at how many episodes I can do based off of fishes that fishermen wanted to fuck.
There's so many. Oh, right, yeah, we gotta make this sexy. It was funny when we were talking about street sharks earlier. I was thinking, I was like, God, you know what would make this monster really cool if it was like street sharks? Like a big old sturgeon with legs.
So let's just make it the fifth member of the street sharks.
It's a
just
sturgeon.
slot it in.
Would it rollerblade or would it skateboard? Is the question, because it isn't a shark, but it's close.
Also, it wouldn't be able to do like the land shark thing either.
True. It would have to do something else cool. I vote that it skateboards and it can like ollie like a helicopter and fly away.
Like it just does ollies so good that I mean even
obviously like physics do not apply in the world of street sharks, so it's very possible.
I don't know. I think they do. Do you see how gracefully those sharks go through the ground?
Perfect digging machines. Who knew?
See, the thing is that this is just a giant sturgeon, which I'm like 100% convinced of.
Yeah,
it's hard to make a story about it. Besides, like it didn't get caught for a long time. Then it got caught. It got caught, and someone ate it.
Someone done ate it. There's probably more than one too, which is the other thing.
Well, there's more than one, obviously.
Oh, definitely, there's more than one.
Yeah, is there more than one Nessie? Of course there is.
Oh,
why would you live so long?
It's not like a plesiosaur. How do you make a sturgeon sexy? We don't know.
I don't know. You make it tall and kind of scrawny with a carapace.
There you go.
And
just shape of water, but sturgeon.
Yeah, you give it gills. But instead of a mouth hole, it just has a suck hole.
Yeah, it's just like a round.
So a little bit less sexy.
Oh, just a little bit.
Our make it sexy or make it YA. It's just like Shape of Water, but like his cousin.
It's like if Shape of Water was a video game, it'd be an alternate skin for the river god.
Yeah, because there's alternate skins for
It's one of the DLC packs, which you know you're gonna spend your money on. Because let's face it,
Yeah, it's like $5. You get like 5 skins. I mean, like, why would
you get 5 different.
What would be the
fishmen.
What would be the other skins though? Oh, sunfish. No, sunfish are gross. No, ew.
No.
Eh.
You very quickly changed your tune on that.
Oh, wait, I changed my tuna.
Rainbow trout. I like rainbow trout.
Oh, rainbow trout? Yeah.
Because then it could be rainbowy.
Ooh.
It could be a holographic fish man.
Oh, we can make... Okay, you know what? This is also kind of gross, but like gross in like a cool way. You know those translucent fish?
Yes.
You can see its guts? That's one of it.
There you go.
You'd be like...
Hey, some people are probably into that.
Oh, I know people are already into that.
The Venn diagram of people who would be into that and also sexy fishmen is just a circle.
I'm just... okay, so this is just more Shape of Water talk, but I'm just glad that like 70 years or however long ago, like the Creature from the Black Lagoon came out, we finally just got a sexy version of it on screen.
I know, right? Like, it's what I always really wanted.
Because we got a sexy Frankenstein, we got plenty of sexy vampires, we got sexy wolfmen.
Oh, yeah, plenty of those. Finally, Creature from the Black Lagoon gets his own.
We could have a sexy universal monster universe, which just is sexy versions of all of them.
Please. I would be so here for this. I'm not even, I'm not a coward, I'll admit it.
Well, they tried to do that with the Mummy, but then... and Dracula Untold.
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm definitely into Sophia Boutella as the Mummy.
Oh, yeah, pretty good. Pretty good there.
I'm just into Sophia Boutella. They're like, put some, bandages on her, make her look grayish, and I'm like, I'm here. I was already here. I've been standing in line for 5 hours.
You didn't have to do anything, but I was here. You just did more things.
I'm still here. I have nowhere else to go, really. What other fish? We're done.
It's just... Oh, wait, other fish. Yeah. Wait, we still have, 2 more. 2 more
Betta fish. Betta fish would be cool.
Oh, my God, yes. Yes?
It would be beautiful.
Yes. And a crowned betta fish as well. So it's just flurry, floofy stuff.
Yes. Oh, should there be a...
I'm thinking purple.
Yes.
Purple and red.
Yes.
And he'd have almost like a tailcoat. Oh my God. Okay, so his floofy stuff makes it look like he's wearing a suit.
I love it.
When it folds up, so he has a tailcoat type thing. Oh my God, and then you'd give him a top hat and
that dance scene. Perfect. There you go.
It's just I want a fancy river god now.
Guillermo del Toro, get on it.
Make it Shape of Water 2. Even sexier.
Shape of Water 2. It's shapier.
More shapely. This time we have a sexy fish lady as well. Not like that. The other type of fish lady. Like the sexy fish man. But like a woman.
Yes. But feminine.
Oh my God. Everything about that movie is gold. Because I just thought about what would be a good, the feminine version of that movie. Also good. Except make it gay. Because we need more gay shit in the world. Oh my God. Okay, so Sexy Fish Man, I'm down with. Also Sexy Fish Woman, Shape of Water.
I'm into most of the sexy fish, so... What am I saying? All the sexy fish.
All the sexy fish. Wait. Okay, wait, we need one more.
A shark skin, maybe?
That's not a fish, technically.
That'd be one of, the default extra skins.
No. I mean...
what are those? Not snakefish, the other living fossil ones.
Relicanth? No, that's a Pokemon.
The fish that Relicanth is based off of.
Coelacanth.
It's... Oh, God, I can't even remember.
I'm gonna look up the fish... Okay, Relicanth. Relicanth. Fish. Actual fish. Okay, here it is. That's what I was looking for.
Coelacanths.
It's, coelacanths.
Yep. Coelacanths.
Yeah, that's me only knowing the Pokemon version of ancient animals.
I like it. I saw horseshoe crab and immediately thought of, like, a Shape of Water horseshoe crab skin for some reason. Which is, it's exactly the same, except he's also wearing a bike helmet.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's the only difference.
Did you know that they thought this fish was like a myth that it was still alive until fairly recently?
Yeah, they were like, doesn't
like they found
still
one.
exist.
Like a fish caught one. I mean, no, not a fish caught one. A fish did caught one, but a fisherman caught one.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, you're right.
Holy crap! I caught a dinosaur. A dinosaur. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Mom, come look, I caught a dinosaur.
What?
Are you reading some crazy stuff about coelacanths?
No, I'm reading a thing about how apparently they're based around in New Zealand, and it's one of the only places you can catch Relicanth in the world on Pokemon Go. On Pokemon Go.
Oh my god!
Yeah, like it's really, really like common there, but not in others because they had like the whole regional thing.
Oh my gosh, Pokemon Go! You did your research.
Yep. And guess where Kangaskhan is from?
Oh, let me guess. Mongolia.
Oh, yeah, it's totally there. Nowhere else. It's
Nowhere
totally
else.
not the only place where kangaroos exist.
Oh, Kangaskhan. I was thinking of Genghis Khan.
No.
Not Kangaskhan. I didn't even, picture the Pokemon in my head.
And,
Oh, Australia. How freaking original is that?
And Farfetch'd is based in Japan and in China.
Korea? Oh.
China.
Is there anything
Korea, actually in Korea. There is a specific American one. It's Tauros. Guess what France is based on. I mean, has a lot of.
Is it the poodle Pokemon?
No, it's Mr. Mime because they suck. I'm joking. So, so that was my Pokemon side thing. So yeah.
You know what? I'm going to Korea in April, so maybe I should play some Pokemon Go while I'm there.
Yeah, maybe you can catch yourself Farfetch'd easily.
Finally.
I like Farfetch'd. Farfetch'd is one of my favorite Pokemon.
I like how it doesn't listen to you.
I like how it's like a Pokemon that's basically a bird. It just has a leak and it's just like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you with this
it
leak.
just has a vegetable. That's its only special ability, is it can hold something.
It can hold something, and you know what? Good. Love it. Great. Doing good there, bird.
Good job, bird. They're learning.
More birds should be able to hold things.
No, they shouldn't.
Actually, no, they shouldn't. Did you see that? Did you see that bird that in Australia that just picked up a bunch of poisonous snakes and flung it at people? There's also some birds that would pick up burning stuff and throw it in the middle of a bunch of grasslands.
Oh my god!
And it would start wildfires.
If ravens could pick things up, they would get to all sorts of mischief. I just know
You can train ravens to steal shiny shit from people.
It's true. Ravens already get up to mischief. What am I saying? They have the equivalent intelligence of a 5-year-old. They can do anything they want.
You know what a 5-year-old can do? Shoot a gun.
What if ravens had opposable thumbs? What if they could shoot guns?
You know what? I think their talents, if they were good enough, they could totally have a little mobile sniper nest going on.
Oh my god. I'm gonna write this movie and pitch it to Lionsgate.
Do you want to hear one of my horror movie ideas that I want to do?
Yes.
That I want to sell? Okay. So it's called Rat King. Okay?
It's about rat kings because I already am uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to, mention that. But, so, basically a laboratory was being like, hey, why don't we try to link a bunch of rat brains together, see, if they get more intelligence.
Oh.
And of course they do. And over this, and over the first act or so, like, more and more get linked together, to the point where it's just like, they collectively were just like, I can make this. And then they start, eventually it's going to end in like New York being taken over by like a basically tidal wave of rats, that super intelligent rats. Yeah. But that's a horror movie idea I have.
I like it.
Yeah. It's called Rat King because it's a bunch of...
Part of me doesn't like it, but also it's a really good idea.
And also part of it, like the second act thing was like they're all wired together. But then eventually they're just like, I can make a wireless version of this.
Oh my god.
And then they start like going around and yeah.
Oh, okay, now I'm imagining the monster from Neil Blomkamp's Zygote, but made out of rats, and I don't like it.
Yeah, so
make it into a movie. Dear God.
Yeah, we've been done with this episode for a bit now, actually. We're just going back into talking.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to plug anything?
Yeah, I have another podcast called... Not Creepy Critters. That's this one. Called Alphabet Fly, where I go through the official handbook of Marvel Universe alphabetically. You should probably know about that already, because I talk about it in every episode. And it's like my main podcast where I have over 200 episodes on, so...
It's very fun.
And if you'd like to see my cat... You can go on, you can look me up, at Marvelous Mooch on Instagram.
He's very cute.
And he is very cute. And a glutton for cuddles. But also at the same time a glutton for bites. So like...
The duality of cat.
He's like both of them. I don't know. You should look at my cat because I look at him all the time. I'm just like, God damn it, you're so cute.
Go look at the cat and listen to the podcast. All at the same time.
Yeah. You can do that on your phone at the same time very easily.
There you go.
Yeah.
Only thing I have to plug is my webcomic, which is called Grace's Wings. It's an urban fantasy novel where the main character isn't a white redhead.
Oh, I mean, I feel like you missed out on that.
I know, right? Like, I should have... Dang.
Like, white redheads and leather pants. They get you all that urban fantasy gold.
I missed that train. It already left.
Is there at least one sexy vampire that's like, hinting at wanting to do BDSM stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Then you're somewhat saved.
Yes, there is at least one. There's a lot of vampires, though. It is an urban fantasy book. But yeah, you can go read that at graceswings.com, which amazingly was not taken by some scary Christian cult. We got it first.
Ooh.
We got our grubby little hands on it first.
Yep.
And now my gay is all over it. So they're never getting it back.
It's so gay.
So gay. Actually, it is very gay. Check out Jessie's Instagram while also watching the other podcast at the same time.
Yeah. And also maybe listen to the podcast while reading Grace Wings.
There you go. If you're a person that can read and listen to things at the same time, do it.
Yep. I'm not one of those.
Me neither. If you're one of those magical people that could do that. Thanks for watching, and remember that sturgeons are terrifying.